Sorry about that. My name is Naya Avila, and I am a freshman production studies major with an emphasis in acting. And I attended the New Student Dialogue on Intercultural Conflict Resolution through Dialogue on Wednesday, December 7th, 2011, which was held in Tillman Auditorium. Um, I liked the overall presentation. It was a bit hard to concentrate. One, because it was in Tillman Auditorium, and two, because apparently we were all the slackers that either forgot to sign up for the dialogue or forgot about the dialogue and had to go to another one. But um, I like the presentation. I think that dialogue is important throughout the campus, and especially for freshmen. I think freshmen especially need to learn how to use dialogue, because through dialogue, conflict can begin, but through dialogue is also how conflict is resolved. And I think that dialogue helps us to understand our differences, because most of us were just thrown into this new environment with different races of people and different types of people, and it might be kind of hard to understand what might why something might make someone else mad, or why something might make someone else happy. And I think that through dialogue we can learn to accept our differences, to learn about our differences, and to be able to accept them. And I also think that through dialogue we'll just get a better understanding of each other and a better sense of community. Um, what I especially liked about this dialogue was the video about the African woman who had well, firstly, she wrote stories about how she thought young children live their lives in America, and how she had been made to believe that because the young boy worker that worked in her parents' home, that because he was poor, that was all there was to him, and that in fact she found out that his family had other talents, and that was the danger of the single story. The single story being that one side of a person or one side of a group of people is shown, and only that side is understood to be that person or that group's overall being. Also, about how she came to America and her American roommate automatically assumed that she learned English as a second language, that she only listened to tribal music, and that she didn't know how to use a stove. But in America, that's how Africa is portrayed. Africa is portrayed as a place of poverty, writhing with disease and death. But in fact, Africa is, well, it's different. But the people in Africa have feelings, and they have intelligence, just like the people in the United States, just like the people everywhere. Um, I also really liked the second video, and it talked about empathy. Empathy, empathy being different from sympathy, because to sympathy is being able to maybe acknowledge how another person is feeling, but empathy is actually knowing how someone else is feeling, and that children children have begin to have senses of empathy from the age of 8, because around that time is when they realize that life has a beginning and life has an end, and empathy is fired by the fact that we know that we only have a limited time on earth. So we can empathize with someone who's been in a car accident, even if we've never been in a car accident, because we know how fragile life is. I thought that was really interesting. Um, that's really all I have to say. Again, my name is Naya Avila, and I am a production studies major with an acting as an emphasis. Go Tigers!